Alrighty, so this week, the article I found is about shark attacks and graphs that tell that story. So the first graph they have makes the claim that surface activities pose more risk for people. And surface activities are defined as including surfing, water skiing, windsurfing, boogie boarding, or rafting. And it's the red line on here, so you can see over time through the 1900s and the early 2000s. The rates of surface goers increase exponentially. So that's probably because water sports became a lot more popular. There were a lot more tools that were used, like better surfboards and stuff like that became more accessible to others. And I really like that this graph uses the different colors and really shows over time how these trends have changed. The second graph shows fatal versus non-fatal attacks in the 2000s, and I really liked how they did the stacking bar graph on here because I think that is a really nice way to illustrate the fatal versus non-fatal attacks. This one just shows the attacks by species of shark. I thought it was really interesting. It makes this little disclaimer down here that talks about that when people are in the midst of a shark attack, they're not very good at observing what kind of shark, and so species that are more recognizable and more known, such as a great white or a tiger, are probably overreported. So I thought it was interesting they had a little disclaimer. And all of these graphs are from the Florida Museum of Natural History, but they never say where the data was collected, like so if it was in the US, if it was just in Florida. So it definitely left me asking some questions about that, like what their sample size was and how they collected the data. I thought this one was really interesting because it shows shark attacks from 1580 to 2014 in these areas, and I feel like this is very unspecific because like Africa is just a very general statement of like a huge number of countries, a really wide space. So I mean, I get that they're saying like regions throughout the world, but I feel like they could have been more specific potentially with that. And then this line chart I found to be very difficult to read, especially because they use like 4 different shades of blue down here, and it gets really, really messy. So I feel like they could have maybe had them on separate graphs or at least use different colors for these down here. And this one's showing shark attacks by area. So Florida, Australia, Hawaii, South Carolina, so mostly in the US, but some outside like Australia, Africa, Bahamas. Yeah, and then ended with this nice picture of where would be a nice place to go on vacation. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this presentation. Thought it was really interesting. Please give me feedback. Thank you.